stream.
Okay, but it's going to be a different
And
stream
record.
than that, right?
Nope, you should be seeing it.
There we go.
How's it going? Apparently it's working.
Is it now?
Well, I don't know why. I turned the microphone off so that we could. I better take these off. I turned the microphone off so that we could, chat and get ready and stuff and play that little clip. And then when I went to turn it back on again, I didn't have that option to turn the microphone back on, so I had to back out of the stream and start over again.
Always something new.
It's always something. Oh well, the magic light box. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work.
Well,
so.
Starting with a whole new system, you added some new software. We've got new programs.
Well, there's a couple of things I didn't bargain for. One, the new computer has Windows 11 and it's different, as of course, because Windows just does that. They like to do that to you. And I could not get the internal microphone to work on the new computer, so I went and got a microphone from Devon down the street.
Yeah.
Just, supporting low. I probably could have saved half the price, but buy a local whenever possible.
Who are we? Where are we at, Chuck?
That's the way we roll. Well, to begin, I'm supposed to say a specific catchphrase that people are used to hearing. Okay, so. Let's see, sun shining outside. Aloha, awinala, como mai. Good afternoon and welcome to this, Sunday, October 16th edition of Cruising Lealea Live here at the Pet Center Annex and Cruiser Central, directly across the street from Keto's Cave, Liquor Store, Saloon, and Social Center, and just kind of steps, catty corner, across the way from Mindy's Salty Pantry, the best food in town. Literally crawling distance from where Lealea rests peacefully in her slip in the North Harbor here in Petersburg, Southeast Alaska. And it was touch and go here for a little while. Laura had it.
Sorry,
Laura got one of those phone calls. One of those phone calls this morning. Duchess had
gotten into
was
something.
catatonic. She'd eaten something. Duchess is a black lab, very popular around town. She knows everybody who carries treats in her pocket.
She knows how to get in and out of the stores. She stands on the mat, makes the doors open, and does the loop through the stores and checks with all the employees and gets cookies from everyone.
Yeah. But somehow she got something she should not have eaten.
Got something bad. She is going to be
she's on her way to Juneau.
In about 10 minutes to Juneau, or actually to Anchorage. And probably getting some emergency surgery here coming up, poor Mel.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Just another day here in Petersburg.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Where should we start here? I think maybe we'll just go on to... I've got several things on my list here. The important things. Wolves.
Oh yeah, the wolves in town have been getting crazy.
Yeah, if you plan to visit, you should be aware that there is a wolf pack on the island. It's always been here. Well, I don't know about always, but it's been here as long as I can remember. As long as we've been here, there have been wolves on the island. The wolf pack is located, or their range is in the center of the island. But they were coming up behind the airport, which is less than a mile from where we sit right now. And it's so they were in the airport area now, across the street and a little bit closer to town on the same road as the post office. And a wolf was seen in the post office parking lot.
Yeah.
Right? Post office parking lot?
Standing right by the stop sign. Kind of freaky.
So, that means the wolves are ranging around the popular walking trails in the area. And people take their dogs out for walks, and people are walking. And now that the hours of daylight are shrinking, we're down to about 8 hours of daylight now. So people are going out at, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's still... early morning twilight, and if you're walking your dog at 4:30 in the afternoon, it's dusk now, and it's going to get, and that's time's going to shrink. So people are going to be out in the dark.
Daylight savings time coming up here.
Yeah, well, daylight savings time, that'll help in the evening.
Back. I hate that.
I said
Somebody's making money off of that.
Did you hear?
I don't
Did you
know
hear?
who
The
it
California and what is it? California and another state want to stay on daylight savings time. That's just.
And everybody else doesn't.
Why would you stay on daylight savings times if you're going to lock the time? Lock it on standard time, right?
No.
Doesn't that make sense?
I would think. Well, nothing makes sense these
California.
days. Voyager says, hi, sound is perfect. Thank you. We've been working hard on
Sound damn well ought to be perfect. Okay.
And greetings from a longtime follower from the Netherlands. Cool.
Hey, Netherlands, huh? Cool. Yes. Well, we do have followers all over the world. There are people in New Zealand and Australia and South America, Latin America, Europe, of course, the UK. Even east of the Volga, there are people watching us. So they may not be here right now, but they have been made aware. If they're not here, it's their fault. So not on me.
What have we got going on in town? Or what do you got to cover?
Well, I have some stuff to cover, but I thought I would wait until we have a few more people watching.
I don't even know. We've got, well, a few joining us. Let's just roll with it.
Let's just roll with it. They'll be joining us. Maybe they'll start at the beginning. Maybe they'll just jump in at the middle. I wanted to mention, and I'll probably mention it again, that we have opened a Rumble account. We're starting to put videos up on Rumble, and we have a locals community on locals. So locals and Rumble, they are kind of together, and we are just beginning on both. Now, we're going to stay on YouTube. A lot of people are, moving off YouTube for whatever reason. I don't know. But YouTube is still the biggest, most popular platform. And if we want to get our message out, we're going to stay on YouTube. But we will be uploading the same and more content, especially to locals. Rumble will get essentially what YouTube gets. And locals will get all of that plus what's going up on Patreon. Had a little kerfluffle with Patreon this past week. I don't know what it was all about, but they locked my account for some reason.
Oh.
When someone tried to send me Bitcoin.
Oh, that's right, the Bitcoin.
Actually, I don't know if they tried to send me Bitcoin. They deny it. They said they sent US dollars. But anyway, we got that straightened out. And so PayPal was a problem. And because everything from Patreon goes through PayPal, it was a bit of an issue, but I think it's fixed now and it shouldn't be a problem. We're going to move forward. Moving forward, we're not going back. But you will be able to access Cruising Lealea content on Rumble. And on Locals, there'll be a little something extra because there's a Locals community that you will have the opportunity to join and participate in. I hope it's going to be more interactive than YouTube because you'd be allowed to post your own content on the Cruising Lealea feed in Locals. I think that's the way it's going to work. Cool. At least I hope so. And we want to do live streams from the Locals Rumble platform as well so we can reach more people. But to do that, we need 100 subscribers on Rumble before they'll allow us to live stream. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think a lot of people are moving over to Rumble anyway. In theory, we have over 13,000 subscribers now, still, even though we've lost a couple thousand. So I think it shouldn't be a problem to get 100 subscribers on Rumble and build a community on Locals. I want to share some information that I've learned recently about aging. I had no idea. I haven't been exposed to old people. I'd never been around anybody as old as I am now, and I never had any guidance. I don't know what to expect. Kind of similar to cruising, because when we started this, there weren't any video. It wasn't a bunch of YouTube channels about cruising like there are now. And the information was not available. And it's available now in a sort of a clinical form, but I want to share what I've learned, and I don't think it's really belongs on the Cruising Lealea channel. So worked on that. I may be saving it. You may notice there is another channel called Chuck Rose. No content there yet, nothing that's public anyway.
That's just going to be talking about getting old.
Well, no, it's going to be talking about sailing, cruising, and things that are of interest to me. But there are things that we might want to talk about that aren't appropriate for cruising Lealea. So you have your own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's separate. That has a lot of videos about pets on it.
Back in Hawaii.
Back in Hawaii.
I've hardly done anything with it, just because we've been doing the cruising Lealea stuff and just.
But now you're back into pets again, so
yeah.
We've got some of that going on. And of course, we have a lot of boat and boat life and living aboard and boat maintenance and cruising and places to go in Southeast Alaska. We have a lot of that stuff, lots of it. I recovered a 2 terabyte hard drive or 3 terabyte hard drive that's more than half full. And then I got a couple of old backup drives that I managed to get working again. So I found a lot of material.
Well, you reformatted a whole bunch of the photos.
I'm in the process of reformatting a bunch of content that's going to go up on Rumble and Locals. Some of the stuff from our website is going to go up on Locals, or Rumble and Locals, I guess. But it's exciting. There's new technological developments. Things are going on around the world that are kind of exciting, if that's the word for it.
And then the new software that we're using for the live streaming, that's pretty exciting too.
The new software I got, yeah.
Obviously, hopefully everyone noticed the captured moment at the beginning of the live stream. We're going to start adding those in a couple of minutes ahead of time. There's also the ability to bring on guests now.
Yep.
So
haven't got it all figured out yet, but the capability exists for us to do all the things that you see on the more professional looking live streams of people that have producers doing the work for them and stuff like that.
So we're gonna connect with a couple of cruisers here, see if we can start doing some
if you'd like
interviews and just kind of chat with some other folks around the world. I think that'd be good fun.
So if there's somebody you'd like to see us interview, or maybe we can get together with, there's a couple of people I know have the capability to join us, like Chad and Carolyn on Walk On, and possibly Drake and Monique on Paragon, possibly. And there are others out there who have the capability. So if they're up for it, and if you'd like to see them, we'll try to put it together. But we have this killer software now that I'm in the process of figuring out. You can do split screens. We can do split screens, screen and screen, and bring in content, like we did with this. Like we brought that in. So isn't that nice? That's lovely.
That is Zarembo. Zarembo Island.
It's Zarembo Island. What's the name of that place? Port Johnson
Port St. John.
Port St. John. St. John Harbor. St. John Harbor at Zarembo Island. I made that a lead-in. And so we have that capability, and we can also split screen and do the little screen-in-screen thing now. And as you can see, I'm beginning to get the hang of it.
Plan. Let's see. Bill Murray, are you sheltering in for the winter or heading back to Hawaii? This time of year, all you want to do is shelter in.
Too late. It's too late.
It's too late to go anywhere, do anything.
It's too late to go anywhere. I mean, there may be...
You wouldn't know it today.
No, today it's beautiful. But there may be windows of time, but in the process of setting the boat up to deal with the heavy snowfall that we know is coming, it's got to be,
and
basically...
this is not the time to be heading across the Pacific.
Yeah, it's absolutely not the time to go south along the Pacific coast and hook around like we did last time. Yeah. And besides that, I don't see any reason to go back to Hawaii. It was so much nicer in the 70s, 80s, and 90s than it is now. Yeah. I really don't want to go back there.
It's ruined.
I'd rather have my memories. I got friends. I have some friends in the Kona area where it's not so bad, and I suppose Lanai, because I don't think anything much is going on Lanai. It might be a pleasant place to be, but you can't. If you go to Hawaii, you can't avoid Maui or Honolulu to get supplies, and I don't want to go there at all. Yeah. Not even to go grocery shopping if I can avoid it. So there's your answer.
No Hawaii.
No Hawaii anytime soon.
In the foreseeable future. We are hoping kind of a 5-year plan, which is now into 3 years. We're 2 years into the clinic. 2
years into the clinic, we're having good success with that, and we just got an infusion of capital when we sold our land in Vermont. We haven't got it yet, but we will have soon. Yeah. Laura, the pet center here or on Pet Reporter? We talked about that.
Yeah.
We'll probably introduce, as we have in the past, some of Laura's activities at the pet center. It's, the porcupine dogs and stuff like that, so you can see. And it's a neat place because it's right on the shoreline. There's a great view of the Narrows and all that stuff. But for the most part, unless y'all definitely want to see that stuff, how people on the island deal with their pets and animals, we'll introduce a little of it, but most of it's going to be on Laura's Pet Reporter channel.
And my Instagram page, we have Petersburg Pet Center on Instagram. If you want to check in, I've been posting daily pictures of things going on. So.
All right. Boat projects, since we are house sitting now, I have the opportunity to rip up the inside of the boat a little bit, and I've been doing that.
Again?
Cleaning it. Well,
constantly ripping up and cleaning.
Yeah, well, it just needs the cleaning. There are a couple of areas where there's not enough airflow. I need to fix that, put fans in. And of course, that's going to be part of cruising Lealea, getting that air circulation going to eliminate the wet spots and mold.
Oh, we got Santa Mulligan has joined us again today. Hi.
Welcome aboard.
Yup.
Yes. Salute the quarterdeck, salute the flag. Salute the flag first and then salute the quarterdeck and take a seat in the goat locker. Yeah, so we have those boat projects. I'm not going to make any promises on that. I don't know. Future plans, yeah, we have, roadblocks keep popping up. If it's weather or health, or for me it was health for the last
couple of years.
Really, I've been battling this stuff. But it seems to be all handled now, and I'm feeling great. So there. Local news. Other than wolves at the post office.
Yeah.
Hand me the newspaper, sweetheart.
It's all about the animals.
Petersburg pilot. All right. Move these out of the way. And another thing, I dropped my glasses overboard. I dropped my glasses overboard.
Did they fall out of your pocket again? You leaned down?
They were in my vest pocket,
yeah.
And I was snapping the cover over the cockpit, and plop,
yeah.
Gone. So now I have to switch back and forth between hardware store glasses that are two different magnifications. I can sit back and see the computer with these, but I can't read the paper, so I got to put these on to read. And here we have, what do we got? Oh, high school sports is kicking up, and that's a big thing here on the island.
Three of our volleyball team had to miss the game yesterday. They got caught drinking. Yeah.
High schoolers drinking alcohol?
Yep.
I can't believe it.
Have to do some community
Harumph. Kids these days. I don't know. What can you say about that? But the lady, they insist on calling the Viking women Lady Vikings, which I think is an incorrect move. I think they should be Viking women. Well, I think that would instill the proper attitude in the team and in the opponents. The same way it worked with University of Hawaii changing from rainbows to warriors. Okay, so enough of that. Municipal election results we had. A couple of the incumbents got kicked off the assembly.
For better or for
worse.
Better or for worse. Find out.
And by the way, that's my election motto. And it has been ever since high school. Oust the incumbents. If they're in, especially if they've done 2 terms, out of there.
You're done.
Lisa Murkowski, boy, somebody's putting a lot of money into getting her reelected.
Yep.
I mean a lot of money, because that's all we hear. The post office is littered with the political flyers.
It's amazing how much mail-out stuff, and all people do is take it out of their box and
throw it on the floor. They took
bin.
the recycle bin out of the lobby of the post office, apparently because it was overflowing with these political things.
Yeah.
So the political stuff is just going on the floor now.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Ooh, they're putting lights in at the pond?
Yes, and I wasn't
Cool
there
is
yet.
that? I know, but cool.
I wasn't there yet. That's future news. I was going to the historical. Okay, they're going to put ice lights in at the ice skating pond, which is up at the athletic complex where the ball field, the baseball diamond is, and that's great. But as far as I can recollect, that pond has not frozen over in the last 10 years.
It froze over the last couple of winters.
Not enough to ice skate on. But,
Well,
anyway, that's a good thing. If if you're going to go ice skating, there's going to be lights. And, I mean, let's face it, we get down to 6 hours of daylight or less here. And that's actually a kind of a necessary thing, don't you
hopefully
think?
with the lights on, the dogs won't walk in and drown.
Yeah. Reading the paper give you an idea of why we love Petersburg so much. 100 years ago, the big dancing party given by the Petersburg Elks at the Pioneers Hall was a success, a great success. An enjoyable time was had by all. And of course, there's no recorded music in those days. Now, this is people in the town bringing out their violins and their Jews harps and whatever, and their guitars and whatever they got, and playing for the folks at the Lodge Hall. 75 years ago, 1947, observance of Meatless Tuesday should not be hard in Petersburg, where such a wide variety of the best fish in the world is available. So my question is, why in 1947 were they still having Meatless Tuesdays? I mean, the war's been over for 2 years, right?
For a couple of years, yeah.
50 years ago, nothing much happened. A boat ran aground. That's about it.
Ooh, there was a boat that's sinking in Scow Bay.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
And there's one sinking. There's one that sank in one of our favorite anchorages down here too.
Oh.
I got warned about it. Yeah, it's only barely visible at low tide.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Which anchorage is that? I
forget. I marked it on my park though. I used the one down here at Deception Point Cove. Yeah. 25 years ago, Jackie Stauffer smiled brightly when her faithful companion Amber was given a plague. A plague recently? The
Plaque.
golden plaque. They put plague in here. It says Plague.
You're gonna have to bring that to Oren's attention.
That the editor. Dang you!
She was given a plague.
She was given a plague. Golden Retriever was given the Lupin Award. That was 25 years ago. Okay.
Extraordinary devotion shown by the owner of a golden retriever named Lupin. He went to extreme lengths to rescue Lupin after she plunged down the side of a steep crevice, as well as a $200 check after the Kennel Club learned of her heroic efforts to save Stauffer, who lives in Bobber North Harbor.
Okay.
Huh, $200 check.
Was that really worth eight column inches on page 2? Also on page 2, Petersburg happenings, the usual stuff. Devil's Thumb shooters on Sunday. Burger night at the Moose Lodge on Monday. Hockey club.
PHA meeting on the 19th. I got to write that down.
Petersburg Humane Association meeting on the 18th. The Muskeg Malariers 46th Oktoberfest Art Share. Oktoberfest coming up, of course, next week, right?
Oktoberfest with no beer.
No beer. Talk about disappointment. We rolled in here the last week of September, and I was seeing the Oktoberfest. I thought, but nope. Volunteer firefighters registration coming up. Let's see. What else? Nice comments. Flip the page over. Letters to the editor.
How far are you from your nearest walrus? I don't think we have.
What?
How far away are we from our nearest walrus?
Walrus. Quite a ways. Probably a couple thousand miles.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, we just have seals and sea lions.
We have sea lions. Here. Sea lions here, but no walrus.
No walrus.
And sea lions are. You don't want to fall in the water when there's one of them around in the harbor. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they're big.
Because they'll come for you, and they're like 500 pounds, 400 or 500 pounds. They're like lions. They're big, predators. They are large apex predators. You don't want to be in the water when they're around. It has letters to the editor, nothing major. The municipal election results and the always entertaining police report. So there's a lot of the usual stuff, but let's see. Report of reckless driving on Dolphin and 4th Streets. The driver and their parents were notified. Only in a small town like Petersburg. Let's see. A wayward canine was reunited with its dog sitter. Another report of a runaway dog, a canine. Officer responded to report of bear in the area of Tango Street. Unsecured dogs on Lumber Street. Let's see. A deer struck by a vehicle on Mitkoff Highway was killed and salvaged. And so the senior meals are going to be featuring venison next week. And let's see, what else? Report of a dog at large on South 1st Street. Runaway dog from Lumber Street.
Yeah, it's been a busy week.
Yeah, and she gets all that too. Citizen was issued a warning for unsecured trash because the ravens. If you don't properly secure your trash, either ravens or bears will get to it. The ravens will
They're horrible. You leave a plastic bag in the back of your pickup truck.
Don't dare leave a trash bag. They know what the trash bags are, and they know the grocery bags that people put trash in.
Yeah.
And if we had one climb into the cockpit of the boat.
Yeah.
Just last week and start tearing at one of those bags that it was waiting to go up to the dumpster.
Yeah, they are smart beasts.
A citizen turned in property found on North Nordic Drive to the police department, and it was returned to its owner. And that kind of stuff. There's 2 or 3 of those in here. A fellow who was named was arrested for violating conditions of release. That happens fairly frequently. Someone who's not supposed to be drinking shows up at Keto's Cave, or drives down the wrong street where he's supposed to stay away from. A citizen turned in property, and it was returned. Police received a report of lost puppy in Scow Bay area.
Oh, yeah,
Police responded to a wildlife complaint.
A situation.
They're complaining about the wildlife. The life around here is entirely too wild. There were also, and a citizen turned in property. There was also a lot of noise complaints. Electronically amplified music, and actually, we have had problems. Not problems here, but the neighbor and is practicing with electronic. They got a little band over here, and a little rock and roll band, and they crank up the amplifiers just like I did when I was 16 in the garage, and they practice. And the only way I can deal with it is to put on my noise-canceling headphones here. But, yeah, the walls are thin, so if you hear noise that's not us, it's other people thumping around upstairs, next door, whatever. We have the software.
It's not uncommon to have someone, the street is literally like, 4 feet, 5 feet?
Well, the street is, I would say 4 feet from the door.
Yeah.
The door is
anyway,
the width of the desk, another 4 feet
right
from the
there.
chair. So the street is 8 feet out there. And the street is 20 feet wide, 25 feet wide.
Yeah,
and then there's another 3 feet to Keto's Cave.
Here.
So, yeah, it gets noisy in here.
And people will park right in front of the door in front of us here with the stereo on.
With the stereo and car running engine running, stereo going.
It can be kind of loud here sometimes.
It can be. Forest Service honors the Anand Bears with a unique awards, the Fat Bear Award. Now, if I had known about this earlier, I would have queued up here a clip from Laura's Anand trip to the Anand Bear Observatory in Wrangell. Some spectacular footage, I mean really spectacular footage, of brown bears, black bears, and eagles, down there at the Anand Bear Observatory.
And that is in Wrangell, Alaska. You can go down and get some really exceptional close-up time with the bear population there. There's a viewing platform that they just rebuilt, and I think they have washrooms there now too. Yeah, beautiful platform. You get real close up and fairly personal with the bears. There's a upper platform and a lower platform down by the river that you can watch them fish from, and it's been there for like over
quite a while,
30 years or so.
If I had noticed this little story in the paper before, and I should have because I bought the paper on Thursday, so I should have noticed that. If I had noticed it before, and if I had had my act together, I would have had that footage to insert right here in the live stream. And I could have had you looking at those bears fishing for salmon and eagles and all that stuff.
The cool thing about this new
for a few seconds,
software program is that we're going to be able to insert some video clips of things that we're chatting about.
So I'll do that. I'll do that in post-production.
Yeah.
So if you watch the stream afterwards, I'll chop off that long introduction. That was also a mistake. That should have just been a thumbnail that wasn't a live stream, but hey, I'm still figuring it out. So I'll chop that first like 2 hours of nothing off.
2 hours.
And I'll add in the Bears of Anon.
There we go.
Okay. If you're fans of crab, if you eat crab, if you like crab, bad news, because the Alaska Bering Sea snow crab, king crab seasons were canceled.
Oh my.
Yeah, due to low populations.
Huh?
And
canceled. My goodness, the snow crab is
double whammy to a fleet from Alaska, Washington, and Oregon chasing Bering Sea crab.
Santa Mulligan says, "Feed the politicians to the bears."
That's a good idea. I'm sure the bears would love it.
Yeah, 2 terms and then your bear food.
Yeah. Well, people, the citizenry wants, I think the bulk of the citizenry, almost everybody wants term limits.
Yeah.
But you're never going to get those politicians to vote themselves out like that. They're never going to vote for term limits.
Yeah, they're making too much money doing what they're doing. I'm going to go
you gonna get
top us off.
Top that off?
Coffee.
Okay,
I
let's
will
top
be
mine
right
off.
back.
And while Laura's topping ours off, you may feel free to walk away and top yours off. I'm going to talk about, well, I'm not going to talk about much. High school sports, cross-country meet, again. They're really active. What happened to the... Anyway. Volleyball scrimmage in front of a home crowd. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, health insurance. Lisa Murkowski. Quarter-page ad. No, it's a third of a page. Anyway. Oh, there's wireless service, including a lifeline, available from GCI. Homeport Electronics may be moving. They're our local tech store. They're in a tiny little space. It couldn't be more than, it looks like it's about 100 square feet on the corner. But the Napa store is moving down the road closer to Laura's clinic. And the Napa
which used
store...
to be the old Joan Mai, which is their last day is December 30th. Joan Mai is a restaurant here.
Have they been open?
Yes.
As a restaurant? I didn't even know that.
They've been open the whole time.
Yeah, so let's see. The churches have a few display ads in here.
Oh, Beth Floor, did she win another award for painting?
Oh yeah, it looks like. Beth Floor's painting Morning Illumination has been accepted into the International Guild of Realism's 2022 Fall Salon online, an online juried exhibition.
Very cool. Beth Floor is a local artist here. She has done she's won some international awards for her paintings. I'm very fortunate to own one of her paintings.
Yeah, only about 80 works were selected out of over 650 submissions.
She's really good.
There are quite a lot of
very famous
artists and creative types, photographers and writers here in town.
Yeah. Carrie Case is a well-known photographer. We have Pia Riley.
Mm-hmm.
She is a local artist here. Does some beautiful paintings. Kelly Wood. I'd have to sit down and write a whole list, but
there's a big ad here, half page, for Alaska Seaplanes. Alaska Seaplane Service, serving 15 communities in southeast Alaska. Let's see, we got Skagway, Haines, Gustavus, Excursion Inlet, Elfin Cove, Pelican, Honolulu, Teneke Springs, Sitka, Angoon, Cape, Petersburg, Wrangell, and Klawock. So if you want to go to any of those places, fly in Alaska Air to Petersburg, or Klawock, or no wait, they don't do Klawock. One of those places that Alaska Airlines serves, and you can get around the state on Alaska seaplanes. Property tax payments are due. Board of Directors of Southeast Regional Aquaculture Association, something about salmon fishing. Nominations. Oh, they're looking for Board of Directors members. And senior meals. Remember, we talked about the venison. Nice looking menu. They will deliver, or you can go. Are they closed? All meals will be delivery only. Beginning at 4:30 on weekdays. So you can just call them and have them deliver you a meal if you're over 60 years old here in Petersburg. Jobs. As always, if you need a job, come to Petersburg. You'll get one, because everybody is hiring, including Laura. So whatever it may be, the medical, if you're in the healthcare industry, maritime industry, all kinds of jobs, and not necessarily as seamen on the Alaska Marine Highway. They need all kinds of people. Let's see, passenger service, unlicensed engine personnel, oilers, junior engineers, stewards, pursers. They also need licensed deck officers if you happen to hold a ticket, and marine engineers. So we encourage everyone who is interested in that sort of thing to check out the Alaska Marine Highway, because Alaska Marine Highway is hurting and we need them. They need help. You should help them. Everybody else is hiring. Everybody, literally.
Yeah.
Everybody. If you're a retail clerk, all that stuff. And then here's a big thing about voting on the last page. This ranked choice voting that some moron instituted here in Alaska.
Not just here in Alaska, it's all
wherever it is.
Yeah.
They have the instructions here, and it's different from what I thought it would be. So if you skip a ranking, let's see what it looks like. I'll hold it up for you to see. There. You see that? Whoop, whoop, there. That's what the ballot looks like. And when we do post-production, I'll take a snapshot and put in here instead of that. So if you skip a ranking, your next rank moves up if your first choice candidate is eliminated. Your third choice counts as your second choice, and your fourth choice would count as your third choice. If you give more than one candidate the same ranking, those rankings and later rankings will not count. Here, only your first choice counts. Your vote only counts once. Even if you rank a candidate more than once, when a candidate is eliminated in a round, they are eliminated from all future rounds. If you skip 2 or more rankings in a row, only the rankings before the skipped rankings will count.
The more complicated you make it, the more goofball it seems. I mean, this is just, it's so complicated.
It seems to me like it's just not designed to make sure that the people in power stay in power.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I see there. I don't know about, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. But there you go. So, what's going on, babe? Now that we've covered all the local news.
Well,
hold on. I gotta change.
I can't believe what a nice day it turned out to be.
I know.
I don't think we were expecting this.
The weather report,
Sun
I can't see, there are no clouds.
This morning.
And we had a pretty nasty storm on, what was it, Thursday?
We had 2 really bad days of rain. I heard it was like 8 inches of rain on the one day.
And it was blowing 8 inches in one day.
Yeah.
You Southern California people, you.
I wouldn't be able to handle that. Santa Mulligan, Cromer in Norfolk, England, has a crab factory that imports from Canada and Alaska, that's going to cause a few problems. It absolutely is. But I believe
the Russians are still up there, and the Chinese.
Stock of like canned crab. I know on the, I'd have to check stats, but I know on the salmon cannery, there's like millions of cans of like in supply that are just sitting in warehouses.
Yeah, but
And so the canned salmon always goes, it goes into storage.
Pensacola, Florida. How's the weather down there? How's the weather in Pensacola? I bet it's warmer than it is here. Here it's hovering around 50 degrees.
Yeah. And hopefully you guys are recovering from Pensacola hit by the hurricane.
I'm a little rusty on my geography of that part of the world.
I'm not sure exactly where Pensacola is in comparison to...
I know it's in Florida.
But hopefully you guys are doing okay over there and recovering well.
Retreat, local news, I've gone through my entire list.
Yeah, and I had a pretty short list too. Mostly it's just the exciting stuff is all of the new software you're rolling with. You have spent hours over this last week going through and finding old videos.
Well, it's kind of a hope and change sort of thing. I hope it'll all work out, but I don't want to make any promises. I have a note here, future plans.
No promises.
No promises.
Because we've got so many things we want to do, and it comes down to time.
I thought I had this all worked out last week, and then the sound didn't work when we tried it last weekend. And so I worked on it, changed, messing with the settings and everything else, and accidentally discovered that the inline microphone in my headphones generated the best sound. So then I went and I talked to Devron down at Homeport Electronics, and he had only one microphone in stock, just one.
But that's okay.
That one.
It's a good one.
And you don't have no microphones in stock now. So it was more than I wanted to spend, but it wasn't more than I could afford.
Yeah.
And so I bought it, and it works, and I'm happy.
Yeah, no, looks good. Marty Henley, all well here. Northwest Panhandle, down south got creamed.
Yeah.
I have heard kind of roundabout that reconstruction is going fairly well over there. Hopefully everyone's got food and water and electricity by now, but I know they're working hard on it.
Fresh dressed crab,
do the fresh dressed crab.
Well, retail prices are going to be high.
Yeah, everything's going to be going up in this next year anyway.
So who do we know that's crabber? Oh, John and Kirsten do a lot of the crabbing, and
but they usually do blue and tanner, so I don't know what the. And I think those fisheries are over now. Mickey
goes out for crab, but I think he's in for the winter too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't eat crab.
We're not in the know on the.
I don't eat crab, so I kind of don't pay much attention to it,
But geoduck's coming up here.
Geoduck season coming up, yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm using both hands to drink my coffee. Somebody might think I'm. My health is. No, I can lift the cup with one hand. Okay.
Shoot. Well, we're actually kind of don't seem to have a whole lot to chat about today. If anyone's got anything they want us to discuss, throw it out there. We might just
I'm hoping to get enough people on the live streams that we can have an actual conversation. And I'm concerned that the timing of doing it now is a bad time for too many people. We may not be getting the audience that we want because of the timing. And if that's the case, I really would like to know about it. Laura, of course, is limited. She has time conflict. She almost didn't make it today because of an emergency.
Well, we've talked about doing it on Fridays, but Fridays are definitely out for me. I'd like to do an Aloha Friday.
Unless we do it early in the morning or like 8 a.m. local time.
That wouldn't work because if Dr. Hill's in town, I have to be there by 8:30. So it'd have to be like 6 o'clock, 6 to 7.
So if we did it at 6 p.m. local time, that would be hard for you to get here.
I was thinking a.m.
Oh, 6? No, we can't do it 6 a.m. because it conflicts with
Scott.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of
other stuff. For doing a live stream, too much competition at that time. But if we did it at 6 p.m., if we did it at 6 p.m., it would be 5 p.m. On the West Coast. And midnight on the East Coast. No. Yeah, midnight on the East Coast. And yeah.
So we're still noodling it out a little bit. Bob, hi Bob. Do you still work at the radio station?
I do not. I do not work at the radio station. I was volunteering at the radio station for about 5 years, and I had a regular weekly radio program. But I don't do that anymore. So
I'd like to get you back in there. When I was working at KFSK last week for the fundraising week, I had a lot of people asking where you were and when you were coming back.
Well, I have reasons, and it's
I know
it's a character flaw that I have. That hey, I'm sorry, but
I got my reasons.
I got my reasons, and unless something changes, I can't do it. And it's not nothing about the people at KFSK or KFSK Radio. I love the people. I love the station. I think it's an awesome little setup.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's something about what goes on in the broadcast, you know. So I just don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be associated with that part of it.
Yeah, but
not KFSK locally.
Yeah.
They're wonderful, and I love that people remember me from my radio program there. But I'm not going to go on the air.
Not quite yet. Maybe later.
Unless something changes, so I'm not going to go on the air. That's all
We'll
there is
see.
to it. Okay, so enough of that.
Yeah.
Remember, I got this down here to say it again. We need to get 100 subs on Rumble, and we need to get some people into our locals community. I think it's 100, but I didn't check. I just tried to do a live stream on Rumble and found out that I need 100 subs, or we need 100 subs for Cruising Lealea on Rumble
And
before
the
we
cool
can
thing
live
about
stream over there.
Rumble, I think, is the community aspect there.
The
there's a lot of
interface
stuff
on
going
Rumble,
on.
yeah, the streaming interface on Rumble is better than YouTube, or looks better than YouTube. Looks like it has more flexibility. Locals, however, is a more interactive community than YouTube. So I'm intrigued by that, and I'm going to spend some time exploring that more. And I hope that we can develop that into something that's more interactive and informative for everybody involved. Because that, in the end, that's what our goal is to inform people by showing the ridiculous mistakes we've made over the years, so that you can avoid them. Occasionally, we'll stumble upon a success. We'll share that too. Well, that worked for Chuck and Laura.
But I think why don't we go ahead and call it for today? I'm pretty excited about what we're going to be able to offer with the new software program you've got running. We'll be able to share some cool new clips and videos of things that have happened in the past and things that are happening now. And I'm excited to be able to share that with everybody.
Me too.
Cool. All right. Let's sign off and get the heck out of here and go enjoy the sunshine.
Gosh darn it. Well, let me see. Let me get the bug here so I can get the timing right. Timing right. Here we go. Let's see. Which button do I have to push? I'm going to push this button here that ends it.
Wait.
What? I want to do it over here first?
No. You're going to sign off? Say bye?
Well, I'm going to do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do that. I am.
And Bill, thank you for joining us today, and thanks for wishing us well. Much appreciated.
Well, Bill, just in time. Aloha no kako, ahui ho. Aloha indeed to all of us and all of you and everyone. Ahui ho, until we meet again. I'm Chuck. This is the lovely and talented Laura Wong Rose, my first mate. And we're hoping we'll be back next week. So
bye, guys.
Bye, guys.